Woo! What's happening? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I started to play a little lick and my hand locked up on me. That's what happens to us old folks when we get a little on old up in our age. I was trying to play a lick. I was playing it perfectly before the feed start, and then I got red light fever. That's what I was trying to play. There you go. All right, we got it nailed. Yes, indeed. How's everybody doing? It is Saturday. Backstage with Bad Brad. We're hanging backstage, bro. We're getting the flow and we're having a good time. What's happening, Dave? How you doing, brother? Let me set this little fiddle over here. Set the fiddle over there. How's everybody doing? Hello, Joker Fish, Londonberry, home of Johnny Appleseed. Yes, indeed. Well, I'm gonna have me a little seed right here myself. I'm gonna have me a little Red Bull so I can get energized, so entertain you tonight. Hello, Joker. Hello, Dave. Who else we got in here? Hermit, dude. Denny, backstage with Bad Brad. That's right, Denny. Glad to have you here. Robert, how you doing? You guys are as much a part of this show as I am. You guys dictate the flow of the show. Your questions. Woo! Kiri is in the house. Glad to have you. David, how you doing? XJ. Yes, we're doing the Red Bull. We're doing the Red Bull on a Saturday night. Red Bull and gummies. Yes, we're going to get the Yngwie J. Malmsteen gummies. It's going to revitalize us. What's happening, Freddie? Yes, indeed. Having fun, man. Joey, yeah, great to see Freddie. We had a guitar lesson today. We did it over Facebook Messenger. And that was the first time I ever did that. But man, it was a good lesson. Michael, how you doing, brother? Glad to have you here. Yes, indeed. We're gonna, Ricky, how you doing? Randy, the RVA, right on, the Richmond, Virginia area, I assume we're just saying there. Dave, yes, indeed. Oh, that was delicious. Awesome, Freddie. I'm glad you did, brother. Yeah, we had a good lesson, man. You know, sometimes it's not about the X's and O's, but it's the philosophy of the X's and O's that can help you. Henrico County, yes, Randy, I'm very familiar with that. That's my old home country. Jimmy Ray, awesome, glad to have you here. Great Orange County, man, I love Orange County. What a beautiful place. What a lovely place. Such a lovely face, right? What's up? Yes, indeed, XJ. It's the approach. It's all about the approach. Yes, indeed. It's about getting the freedom. Hey, CC, glad to have you here. Glad to be here. I'm glad to be anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I even got the special light. Got the special light going for you tonight. Yeah, keeping that night light, keeping them night vibes flowing. We got the vibes flowing. And we got you going, if you know what I'm saying. So yes, indeed, I'm glad to be here. You guys dictate the flow of the show, your questions, your comments. Checking in from Huntington Beach, right on. After your lessons, how did your first gig go? How did you know you made the big time at last? Robert, that's a great question. You know, do you ever really feel like you've made the big time? Sometimes after I'd come home from a crazy weekend on the road, and I'd just be able to be in my house and realize what I had just done over the weekend. Sometimes that's when it would hit me. Sometimes I would get into my little 700 square foot house and I'd realize that I just played for, 20,000 people over the weekend. Sometimes that would be the time when I would realize that it was something. That was really something, that I'd go from this squalor to playing 20,000 people and then be back in the squalor. Mikey, P-Funk is in the house. Happy to be here on Earth. Yes, we are happy to be on Earth, sir. Yes, indeed. I salute you. That Whipped Cream album behind you was my mother's favorite album. It's my favorite album cover. And you know, in a perfect world, wavelength, she'd still be the same age that she is in that photograph. I think she's still around though. I believe someone in a previous chat had said she lived in Vegas or so, she lived in the Pacific Northwest, I think somebody was saying. Yeah, so salute to the young lady on the cover of Whipped Cream, and may she stay as lovely as she was that day. Yes, indeed. All right, we've got Ace in the house, and my wife. Is the wife gonna be on the camera today?
No, I'm not, mate. I'm not.
You know the show is. You know the show. You know we have guests on this show, and look, we've got our first guest of the night. We've got a special guest for you. He's dressed up for the occasion.
Got his Christmas bow
He's got his Christmas bow on. And Kiri just said, put Ace on camera. We're gonna put him real close to the camera so you can see his little face. See, I think he's called Ace because it looks like he's got the lightning bolt down his head like Ace Frehley, but that's just my imagination. Look at him. He's a little whippersnapper, that thing. You doing all right, Ace? Are you doing all right? Ace in the house. Yes, indeed. So I guess I've been given the dog now as our first guest. He is mellow so far, but I think he's wanting to chew up this bow. Yeah, he's wanting to destroy that. He is Space Ace. No, what? Yeah, he's wanting to do something. Harry Potter. Yeah, I thought it was Ace Frehley. I thought I said, well, you know what? Because how's Ma today? Mia or Ma? Ma is good and Mia is good, and we are all good, and we're glad to be here. I'm gonna put Ace, set him on his path because he is. Set him on his path. There's Ace. So we can get down to the questions. Ace is awesome. Yes, he is. He's starting to slowly learn how to chill. So Dave, did Joe have a good game tonight? Dave's son Joe is a real heck of a football player. Had lots of key blocks, all offensive, no defense. All right, Dave. Well, it's glad to hear. Joe is on his way. He's on his way. Maybe he's gonna make it to the NFL, bro. Maybe he's going to be the strong on the NFL. That would be awesome. Man, we've got 52 people in here. Let's get those thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I always say this, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're getting some cool stuff. I lined up today. I've just about got it closed. A really cool interview to come up. Somebody, I'll give you a hint. Charlie Murphy. Darkness, everybody. I've got a really cool interview, and that's your clue as to who it might be. Charlie Murphy. Did you ever, by any chance, ever play guitar with John Fogerty? No, I did not. But I did one time get a call from John Fogerty's brother. And a guy I know who was a pretty decently known guitar player in the LA scene. He had also done guitar tech work, and he called me one time and said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing tech work?" I said, "I don't really know if I'd want to do it, but I guess if I need money, I would do it." And so John Fogerty's brother called me, and I talked to him for a little bit, but I didn't really want the gig. I didn't want to be stringing up somebody else's guitar, but in all reality, sometimes that's how you can get on a gig. So yeah, it could have been Randy. It could have been somebody, could have been Charlie Murphy. Darkness, everybody. Darkness. Charlie Murphy. Michael's got that Herb Alpert album, about 50 years old. Yeah, it's an old album, man. It's a super cool album cover, man. I love that thing. I love it. We're having a little Red Bull. All right, let's get the ADHD theater rolling. You guys got to ask me some questions. Michael's probably got dads. The Darkness member. No, Jimmy. When I say Charlie Murphy, who do you think of? I know one guy put it out. Somebody said you got an interview with Rick James. That's probably the closest. That's probably the closest someone has come so far, is suggesting that. Now, there's no way that I can get an interview with Rick James, although I certainly would love to have an exclusive interview with Rick James right now. No, not Chappelle. Not Chappelle. Give us a sweet cheater story. Colonel, didn't you ask me that last week? No, I have not met Frank Zappa. Sean, ding, 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 ding. Sean wins the prize of the night for figuring out who potentially could be the next interview on the channel. Yeah, I'm hoping I've got it 90% secure. Yeah, Ben, glad to have you here. So yeah, a member of the Stone City Band. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I've had this guy's been in my friend, list in Facebook, and every now and then I would, post stuff and play stuff, and he'd hit like on it. And I've been a fan of the Stone City Band and Rick James since I was a little kid. And so this was a guy that I looked up to as a kid. And very cool. Now, who the hell is that? Don't you dare hit me because it isn't Edward Van Halen. No, I won't, Freddie. Yeah, Rick James. I used to play some Rick James stuff live when I would play, like filling in for the Wooten Brothers and stuff. We would play Give It To Me Baby. That's a super fun song, high energy dance song to play. We'd play Give It To Me Baby. We would play Mary Jane. We would play all that stuff, man. We'd play a lot of Rick James. Super Freak, we would always play that. And then what was out? That's probably about it. That's probably the main ones that we played. But yeah, I've been friends with this guy online for a while. And he is, it's going to be a great interview. I can't wait to have that. Yeah, Fogerty is a good guitar player. John Fogerty, Randy is talking about. But he is a perfectionist. So, man, if you're going to rehearse or record with John Fogerty, dude, expect to be there days on one song. Now, you wouldn't think that hearing his music, it's not Rush, it's not Steely Dan, but he's one of those guys who will make you play it over and over and over again. So I don't know if I would be able to last on a gig like that. Yes, he is a hell of a songwriter, a great singer, great musician. But I don't know how well I would last having to play Born on the Bayou, 100 times. I don't know how long I'd be able to last doing that for 3-4 days. I don't know. But every gig is different. Kenny Aronoff did that gig for a while. Yeah, well, Sean, you just might be in luck, sir. Sean, yes. Oh, wow. Wavelength, you saw Rick James and Prince in Worcester. Wow. And Dave is from that area, Worcester, and aren't you guys, Michael and Dave, up near that way? So yeah, that is going to be an awesome interview on my channel. Noticed I didn't do an interview. I won't have one for tomorrow. I didn't do one last week. I figured I'd take a break from it and then come back with something really strong. And yeah, super freaky. She's super freaky. Yow. I always love that song, Super Freak, because it epitomizes groupie culture. And I know that maybe that's not politically correct to talk about now, but it's a celebration. Now look who we got in the house. We've got our second guest of the evening. Now come here. We've got the star of the show. tonight. Look at the star of the movie star. We've got a star of film and TV tonight, Mia G. Everybody say hello to Mia G. Can you give her a round of applause?
Can you tell them what you're wearing?
Tell them what you're wearing.
Sunglasses. I'm a movie star.
You're a movie star?
She had a song in mind she wanted to perform.
What song do you want to do?
Black Betty.
Okay, you know what song she likes right now?
Black
She likes Black Betty by Ram Jam.
Can you sing it, Mia?
Bam, oh black day, bam, lamb, and oh black day, bam, lamb, and oh black day, bam, lamb, oh black day, bam, against me hat, bam, red, red, bam, lamb, red, bam, lamb, red, gray, bam, lamb, it's red, bam, lamb, it gets bam, bam, lamb.
Very good. Give her a round of applause. She's singing Ram Jam Black Betty. How about that? Is that how many 4-year-olds do you know that do that? Yeah, help yourself to a cough drop. That's your parting gift for tonight. Now you guys,
we'll see you later.
See you later. How about that? Woo! See, you didn't know we first of all we had an animal act, right? And now we have a child act. Leah, how you doing? Thank you. Yeah, dude. How many kids that are 4 years old are going to listen to Ram Jam Black Betty? But here's the thing. There was a video game that we were both playing. Like we would sit and play this game. And she's gotten real good at it. Mia, watch out. Watch out. What are you doing, Mia?
I am here.
Yeah, go look at your village, honey. Go see Mama. So... all right, bye. All right, don't let Ace in. Guys, so she's this video game had that song in it. And the trick to the video game was to play you'd hit the controllers at the time of the music. And so once I realized, this is all in time, as long as you hit in time, and we were just bouncing through the thing, and then she would be dancing around to Black Betty, and so that's how she knows the song. These kids are learning songs through video games, and that may be how kids are going to discover some of these older groups. But man, that's a killer song, dude. That is an absolute killer song. All right, we've got 61 people in here, 31 likes. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the questions flowing. I'm ready to start talking. You ever watch the original Thomas the Train? Ringo is the narrator. I didn't realize that, Kiri. She is, Leah. She is a natural performer. She wants to thank all her fans. She does. Mine is in my bedroom ripping on the piano now. Sounds like he's playing Bach. Never had a lesson. Freddie, you've got a gifted kid. You've got a gifted kid. You watch out. I'll tell you what, why don't you set one of your guitars in there for a few weeks? He'll come out and he'll be giving us both lessons. Yes, Jimmy Ray. Wow, Jimmy. Yeah, you're not that old, Jimmy. I'm 3 years older than you, bro. You probably got one more in you, bro. Yes, she did. Black Betty did have a child. Yes, you tried that, Freddie. Well, maybe he just likes piano. I mean, you can do a lot with piano these days. So I can't afford a Fender. Telly, thinking of a Squier. Joker, they got some great Squier Tellys these days. My recommendation to you, Joker, is to go to the store and try a bunch of them. Get one that rings, has a good ring to it. And you never know. Check out the used thing. Sometimes you can get a used Squier for a couple $100, and sometimes it's better than the ones off the rack. Pick the one that speaks to you, man. You could get, dude. I've got $200 guitars that I bought. I've got this $119 Squier Performer. Check those out. Go on Amazon and get you a Squier Telly Performer. It's $119. Yeah, Jokerfish, check that out. Though, man, for the money, dude, you can't beat it. I mean, dude, I would take that on a gig. I don't even care. Yeah, classic vibe it would be a great choice. But they're a little more expensive these days. I mean, they're getting on up there, aren't they? Like $399, $499, $450, somewhere around there. Did you play Vegas? I have played Vegas. Let's see. I've played the what's the one in on Fremont Street, the Golden Nugget. I played the Golden Nugget. I played that side stage next to the Golden Nugget a few times. What other rooms have I played? I can't think of it. I think he's in Mia's room. The dog is in Mia's room. He's in the bathroom because you let him in my room.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. All right, go on, Mia. All right, let me work, honey. Okay, don't slam the door, please. Thank you. All right, it's hard being a dad and trying to be a content creator because I'm constantly juggling. But man, we're all hopped up on Ingve gummies, so we survive, right? I'm waiting on Ingve to reach out and send me a sample. That's what I'm hoping. You ever see Striper? I never did, Leslie. I never have, but I saw Oz Fox at the NAMM show a few times. I used to see him out in LA. I didn't know him. I never talked to him, but yes. So here we go. What do we got? What do we got tonight? Let's get it popping. Wavelength. I hear you. I think it will get better. I think it will. What's the best live rock show you have seen? Oh man, that's a tough question as far as rock, just pure rock. Let's say Van Halen on the 5150 tour. Maybe that was the best. That was pretty damn amazing. That was pretty amazing. Guitar Center Sweet Used Strat for $900. Usually they do 10% during Black Friday. Man, there's all kinds of deals out there right now. Go on Sweetwater. In fact, go to one of my videos, hit the Sweetwater link, and then just go look at their Black Friday sales. They've got $600 off on Les Pauls. They've got all kinds of deals right now. So yeah, look, if you guys want to support the channel, and you don't, I know times are tight, but we all have to buy things on Amazon. Everybody buys gifts for family members on Amazon. Use my Amazon link in one of my videos. Just click on that and do whatever holiday shopping you got. That helps this channel so much. It just gives a little commission, and it'd be like 30 days later, they'll send me a couple bucks. Man, it helps so much if you guys would do that. And plus, check it out. We've got the official channel t-shirt, Music, Guitars, Truth, small letters, Bad Brad. Nothing over the top, but a cool shirt that everybody can order, and there's the product link just below the video. Sweetwater has that Blueberry LP standard marked way down. Wow. Yeah, they had a cherry one or a red one marked $600 down. They had some Charvels the other day for like $6.99. Do you sell guitar picks? I have guitar picks, Dave. I can send you. Dave, if you want some stuff, I'll send some pics. Shoot me your address. I'll send you some stuff for your son. I'll send you some stuff. Dave helps out a lot with this channel, and I need to probably give Dave I'm going to give Dave a wrench. Let's see. Where's Dave? Add as moderator. There we go. Dave, you are now a standard moderator for this channel. Dave, thank you so much for your help, and thanks for being here. So there, you got a wrench. See that wrench by your name? Because Mike is probably gigging tonight, And Paul probably, he might have something, one of the 10 guitars behind you. Let's see, what's it, sure. Are you going to buy a Trump guitar? I think it's funny, but I looked at this. I have not seen those, Harley. I don't know anything about that. And I just, for the sake of everybody on this channel, I don't do politics here. So, that's not even if this was a political channel, that's probably not something I would, be like, it's probably not something I would buy. But it's cool. If it's cool if you want. Yeah, this ain't the place for it, man. We're trying to get away from that nonsense. We're trying to have a good time, I've got the rest of the day to think about all that stuff. So yeah, Dave Strong's been my friend for eons. His brother Michael is a great friend, and Michael might end up getting a wrench too. We don't have to use these moderation stuff. Yeah, I hear you, Harley, and it is. Here's my thing. I don't care what's on the guitar. Is it a good guitar? Is it a guitar that I could take to a gig and play? That's all I care about. And it's like, we went to a concert, I think it was Keith Urban, and they had Keith Urban guitars. They were selling in the merch booth. And I looked at the merch booth, and they had these guitars, and dude, they were like $4.99 or $5.99 or something. And I told my wife, I go, that's a piece of junk. That is just nothing against Keith. And for a fan that wants a branded guitar, it's perfect for. No offense to Keith, and hey, no offense if you've bought a Keith Urban or anybody else's guitar, but it's not a pro quality instrument. Dave, thank you so much, brother. Dave, you are the best. Saw the Rolling Stones at the LA Coliseum back in '90. Great show. Yes, we were all at that show, Michael. And on that show was Living Colour, Guns N' Roses, and the Rolling Stones. Now, Michael, I think we were seated together. I think weren't we all sitting together for that? But that was a great show. And salute to Dave. Michael, so my recollection was, I thought we were all seated together. And that was the tour where the Stones had the Mixed Emotions song. You're not the only one with mixed emotions. It was that tour. It was the big kind of reunion tour, and that was the last tour with Bill Wyman on bass, I think. But that was the show. We saw the show. Yeah, I think so, Kiri. And that was the show where Slash almost broke up the band the first night. It was I think it was 3 nights. The thing is, Ansel, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very much. Let's celebrate their first super. Thank you, Ansel. Thank you. Very much appreciated. The steel wheelchair. Well, here's the thing, Dave. We were feeling like they were old then. Those guys are still out there doing it. That's the crazy thing. But that was the show where Slash was so messed up the first night that Axl threatened to break up the band. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, so I remember this specifically because even in Slash's book, he doesn't remember like what he said. But I remember Guns N' Roses came out and they had a sub on drums. I think it was Fred Curry from Cinderella was playing drums because Steven Adler had broken his arm or something. And they start off playing Mr. Brownstone. That's the opener, Bo Diddley beat, right? And they're vamping on that, and they're vamping and they're vamping. And then Slash comes out, Randy, Yeah, Randy knows. So Randy, were you there that night? Randy O is here from Odin, y'all. Please salute the man himself. One of the unsung heroes of the Sunset Strip. Let me tell you. And we're gonna do more stuff on this channel. I know he's working on new music. That is gonna be awesome. In fact, Randy O sent me a picture today of him with the great Ronnie James Dio. Yes, he is the GOAT, bro. Everybody salute Randy O. It is an honor to have you here. So yeah, so they opened up with Mr. Brownstone, and then Slash got on the microphone and goes, "Last night I almost broke up the band because I was on Man." He was on Man. And and I'm there to see a concert. I just want to hear the music. I don't care about the drama, right? And I was like, man, just play the damn song, man. Like, So that was what happened that night. Uh, I believe you'd have to ask Randy, but I believe Odin is 100% original members, and in fact, yeah, Odin is playing the Rainbow Anniversary Party. Randy, let them know when that is. Yeah, Fred on drums. Let them know where, what date that Rainbow Party. Maybe we need to all go out there and cheer for Randy O. Because let me tell you something, man. I saw, and nothing against the other bands, April 13th at the Rainbow parking lot. It's a free show, I believe. They do it. It's the anniversary party every year. It's a serious event. And everybody should go out there and cheer for Odin, because let me tell you something. I wouldn't want to be following Odin that night in one of those other bands. I see the other bands on the bill, and they're all great. I would not want to be following Odin in that lineup. You know what I'm saying? So yes, that is going to be awesome. Maybe I need to plan to be out there. That would be cool, man. Yeah, April 13th, the Roxy. So K-Dog, the Roxy is ROXY. And the Roxbury is a totally different place. And that was a totally different crowd. Randy O, did you ever go to the Roxbury? That was a place I would always look and go, I don't have enough money to go in there. But that looked like, talk about decadence. People with Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and you did go to the Roxbury. Playboy Playmates and stuff like that. Yeah, that was, you could tell. I didn't even have enough money to even look as I was driving by. Yes, indeed. Odin is going to be kicking some butt on April 13th at the Rainbow. See, Randy, I bet you did, sir. Yes, indeed. I salute you, sir. I salute you, sir. Yes, indeed. Well, see, that's where I talk about this, but there were different levels to the girls out there, right? And this is no offense, but you had the girl next door, and sometimes those were the good ones. And then you had the model, actress, whatevers. Then you had the playmates. And then you had the models, the supermodels. And the supermodels and the playmates would be at places like Roxbury. Now, there'd be some that would be into the rocker type guys, and they would go to the rock clubs. But yes, and then the Hugh Hefner types. That's the kind of people that would go. People with a lot of money would hang out at the Roxbury. So I never went there because, man, I was usually trying to scrape $5 to $10 together so I could get a 12-pack to go hang out for free in the clubs. A lot of people it was full of themselves and all that. Freddie. It was, you know, but man, there's cool people in all of those kind of places, and you know, a lot of those people, you know, met the type of young ladies that were going to places like that, and they'd say, "Hey, call us when you got a record deal." That's they would literally say that. "Hey, you guys are cute. Call us when you got a record deal." You can't blame them. I mean, they knew we didn't have two cents to rub together. Yeah, see, there was a lot of that too. Yeah, there was a lot of that where, and look, man, you know, if it was all the girls that would take care of the bands back then, from the, you know, low totem pole to the top of the totem pole, and but then there would be some that you just date because they were at the top of the totem pole, but they wouldn't be taking care of you. Manager took us to Roxbury, met Prince with Julian Lennon at the booth. Wow, Sorrows, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, they did, K-Dog. It was a totally different thing. They did, Randy, and even the even the not so hot ones. The thing about, you know, that thing that Randy just talked about is, you know, having gear and having a rig and all that stuff, man, it costs a lot of money, and you're not getting paid anything. You know, we barely, you know, our manager would take all the money and we wouldn't see a red cent. But meanwhile, I got a gig Friday night and I need a Marshall head. What are you gonna do? He's on the, hey, I got a big gig this Friday. Can you help me out? You know, and so you know, yeah, getting paid a good time. That's basically I had a good time. You know, I always somehow squeaked by, but it was not lucrative. How did you protect the gear from thieves? Well, you just get lucky with that. I mean, I had gear stolen from me in Nashville. I lost a Dr. Z amp and a super nice, like, pimped out pedal board and all my cables one time out of the trunk of my car in Nashville. It just happens. I don't think I ever was robbed in LA, but I certainly know people that did. I know our bass player left his bass in the living room at the Shock House one day and went to take a pee and came back, and somebody had walked in the front door and walked out with it. So it happens, man. Yeah, everybody gets gear stolen at some point. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We've got 79 people in here. Let's get those thumbs up going. We've got some excellent contributions tonight. There must be some Mockler misers on here. I'm not sure what that is, but I assume that my man Liverpool is over there in England. We've got, let's see the countries that everybody's at right now. If you're outside of the US, just put your, you know, UK or you know, put your, you know, tell me where you're at, because this is fascinating to see. Yes, thank you, Freddie. Everybody smash that like button. Lancaster, England. We are in the United States. I am in Florida right now. I'm near Tampa, Florida. So there we go. Oh, Randy O, thank you so much, brother. You rock, bro. You rock. And like I said, man, everybody needs to go to the Rainbow April 13th. And like I said, Randy's he's going to have some new music coming out. And we're going to do another segment of interview and just talking about music and talking about the strip. We're going to time it. We're going to time it with his, thanks, Randy. Thank you, brother. I'm proud of you, man, because you're still kicking ass. You're kicking ass and taking names, bro. That Rainbow thing is going to be huge, man. I almost think you guys need to put out a single. You guys should put out a single that coincides with that. That would be awesome. Thank you, Randy. You rock. Yeah, man. That's my place, man. And I don't drink anymore. If I went to the Rainbow to see that, though, I might be like, I might. And here's the cool thing: I didn't have to quit drinking. I just stopped. Yeah, let's get it to 10K subs. If we could do that tonight, that would be amazing. But that's a. Did you hear any of the vocals? I have not, Randy. So I guess we're letting the cat out of the bag. So we tried to get some of our old band members out in LA to record some of our old material. And some of the guys have not shown up to do their part. So, we're kicking around the ideas. And I guess Randy had talked to Roger about potentially doing some stuff. And so Randy has cut some vocals. I haven't heard it. I need to hit up Roger and check it out. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. That would be amazing, 53rd anniversary of the Rainbow. That is amazing. Man, I hope the Rainbow. Oh, thank you so much, Wadacher. Thank you so much, brother. Gonna unleash the fury on the Yingwei J. Malmsteen gummies. Too bad the sound man has to just deal with it. These gummies will give me the edge to burn up fretboards and unleash the fury. XJ, you're absolutely right. No, it's okay, Randy. No, it's okay. I'm gonna hit him up. I want to hear it, man. Roger is a very busy guy, and I don't out of the blue every now and then I'll hear from him, but I usually have to follow up with him. Like I had to follow up with him and kept asking him if our old singer has he shown up yet? And then I would be the one to have to reach out to him because Roger doesn't like having to chase people down and talk. I had to talk to the old horn players to try to convince them to do it. And it just made me angry. I did a whole video of how, just show up. The thing about the music business is just show up. And these guys just can't just show up. They talk a big game when you say, hey man, we're gonna record some stuff. They'll talk a big game, but they didn't show up. Well, Randy showed up. So, I can't wait to hear it. And that is gonna be awesome. It kind of was leaked on this channel. Yes, Randy. Yeah, now, did you write new lyrics for that? Or did you just cop what was on there? Because that was the thing, is I was like, what if we just scrap what we had completely before and just go with something new? That would be my question. Yeah, Wadacher, be early. Oh, awesome. That's what I wanted to hear. Because you look, man, once we knew that the original guys weren't gonna show up, which again, just show up. I just said, man, let's just make it. Yeah, it's all original material, Kiri. It's all original 80s style, hard rock. And I'm like, man, just let him do his thing. And maybe, because here's the thing, we were never sold on what was there back in the day. It's just what we had. It wasn't like we go, this is the greatest metal song in the world. But where is rock going now, Ansel asks. Where do we go now? Where do we go? Right? I mean, who knows? Who knows? All right. You're asking where rock and roll is going to go. If I was put in charge of booking the Whiskey A Go-Go. Now, I know they put some headliners in there at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And then I believe that they're still doing a pay-to-play type thing to have other bands open for these bands. I can understand that. But what they need is quality. And the Whiskey A Go-Go should one, it should be open more hours. It should have music, like pretty much you're guaranteed that from a certain time at night, 7 to say 1 in the morning, that there's music playing there. And they need to actively recruit young bands. They need to actively get quality young bands to play there and build a scene. And without that, all they're doing is either getting old guys that want to pay to have the experience of playing the whiskey, or maybe younger artists that don't have a following out there and they're paying for a chance to play on the whiskey. And so if Harley says the underground is in effect, well, let's pull them out of the underground and let's have them playing at the whiskey. Let's create a scene. You know, that's what needs to happen. We've got to have the young bands, and we've got to find some young bands, and we need to incentivize them to play these places. Otherwise, it's going to be what it is right now, which is a museum. It's largely a museum, the Sunset Strip right now. It's hanging on by a thread, and it's hanging on by a thread because there's no youth movement down there. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy to find these young bands to play this club and build this scene. But man, all it would take, 1 or 2 killer bands, maybe 3, and it could spurn the whole thing. You could literally take 3 bands, and you think about it in the 80s, Van Halen, Quiet Riot, Motley Crue. Those 3 bands pretty much, you know, kept that whole, because it was like saying there's gold in them there are hills, right? You see these bands, and they're blowing up, and they're living this incredible lifestyle, or what we thought was an incredible lifestyle. And then every teenage boy in America goes, I want to go out there and I want to live that lifestyle. And then they go out west. Without that, without the youth movement. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, that's what I would do if I was put in charge. If they said, we're going to give you a job, you're going to sit in this office, I would literally start going through Instagram and trying to find every interesting musician that plays. And I would try to get quality down there too. And it wouldn't matter. Maybe, you know, I know they got a jam night, and I would absolutely keep that. But man, you know, what about trying, you know, remember how House of Blues used to do, you know, a Sunday morning like gospel? What if they did Sunday morning blues and had a something going on with the whiskey? It's almost like it only just opens up for 2 or 3 bands, and then it closes down, and that's it. There's no locals that hang out there. It's not really, make it a hangout place again. Make it a place where people want to hang out. Hell, have an all ages night where there's no alcohol. Do something to get the young people in there. Without that, I mean, us old geezers can only support it so much. So yeah, Jimmy, there's no scene right now. And you need to, it needs to create. You need to create a scene. And all it would take, 2, 3 bands, 2 or 3 successful bands blasting out of the strip. I could almost go out there, and if I had the money, rent a rehearsal place and put out auditions. Find 4 guys with the look, 4 guys with the sound. And had all those kids, you could find them on Instagram, put together a band. And yeah, it would be manufactured, but it'd still be better than most of the stuff out to now. Yeah, Sunday gospel. Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? have like a blues gospel revival on Sunday morning, with a brunch or something. I mean, got to spitball some different ideas. Yeah, maybe amnesiac. I don't know. I mean, music will always exist, but right now it just sounds like two computers bleeping and blopping. We got 81 people in here. That's incredible. Let's get those thumbs up. Let's get this party. We're talking about the music business right now. We're talking about the Sunset Strip. We're talking about guitars. We're talking about the future of rock and roll, how we can keep it going. There's too many computers. And here's the thing. There needs to be like no computers on stage type thing. They need to keep the whiskey should always be live amps on stage. It should always be raw. Well, Ansel, here's one reason why you would want to use a click track, because it makes it harder if you need to recut something. If there's no click track, it makes it harder to punch in and stuff like that. But where are you at, Rocco? Where are you at where they won't let you use a 100-watt Marshall? Because to be honest, I haven't used an amp like that, or I haven't used an amp like that in decades, because even Nashville's not a real big 100-watt amp town either. Just gummies, bro. No alcohol, just gummies. Yeah, I'm not sure if we were talking about vitamin gummies or some others. Would pick me up in this 5.0 GT and head to the strip. Oh, Jimmy, I used to have a friend out there, a lady friend, who would pick me up in her 5.0. Kids nowadays look at it differently, and they don't understand the jazz side. They don't understand the history. Yeah, Harley, I get it. I get it. But I think there's kids out there that understand jazz. I think there's some good jazz musicians. I think there's some good young blues musicians. In fact, here's what they should do. Why not book a night at the Whiskey and have Grace Bowers, what's that Ben Lee guy, Ben Lee, and what's a couple of the other kid guitar players that are the kids that everybody talks about? Have a night with all of them on the bill. People would buy tickets to that, right? So, do something different, and the House of Blues was kind of, no problem. It's just, yeah, I mean, that's what we used to do, Michael. Michael, do you remember the Oddball? Do you remember the Oddball? For any of you LA guys out there, the Oddball out in the valley. Now, that was a gentleman's club. And that was a place that didn't... thank you, Captain. Thank you. Gummy Lives Matter. They do indeed. The Oddball didn't allow alcohol inside because it put on a special kind of show. And so they didn't even want you drinking in the parking lot. But dude, I'm not going in this place. That would be creepy, going in a place like that, not buzzed, right? It is what it is, but thank you, Captain Coke. Thank you for that. And yes, gummy lives matter. They all matter. In fact, we all matter. So yes, thank you guys. Thank you everybody that's chipped in on this show. We're having a good time. We're talking some serious stuff here, dude. This is serious. Like, I'm telling you, dude, if I could be there, put me in charge of the friggin' the whiskey. It needs to change. It seems like the path that they're going on, maybe they make enough money and they don't care to keep it going. But man, I don't see a future. I don't see a future without the Roxy and the whiskey really kicking butt. As far as, thank you, XJ, thank you. I don't see a future without some change there, some change. Now, somebody just asked, anybody like the Tone Master amps? I think they're cool. I think they're cool. I think they're a good option if you're trying to cut down on the weight, amount of gear, the weight of gear, and I think they sound good. But I'm not a tube purist anymore because I'm too old to have to carry heavy tube amps to gigs. And I know that I can make pretty much almost anything sound decent. So I was using solid state amps for the last probably about a year and a half on club gigs in Nashville, because Nashville's not a big amp town anyway. It's not 100-watt amps. There's not many places that would let you crank up a 25-watt amp or 20-watt amp, let alone a 100-watt amp. It's just the way it is. Well, Kiri, it's not just Spotify. The Pandora box of digital music is out. So it wouldn't matter if it was Spotify or Rotify or Dotify or Botify. It would be out, It's doing some cool videos. Somebody's talking about Jizzy Pearl, Christian Hunter. Yeah, I watch Jizzo. He calls himself Jizzo now. So I watch, and Jimmy's here tonight. Jimmy, good to have you here. I watch Jizzo, and he does have some great content, and he's got a lot of experience on the strip. I mean, I had the love-hate release before it hit the streets. We went to see our booking agent or something. They said, hey, check out this new band. And they sent us, I think it was like, they used to have these cassettes that would have like 3 songs on each side, be like album sampler or something like that. And we had Blackout in the Red Room. And Why Do You Think They Call It DOPE? So yeah, that I was a fan. I was a fan of Love Hate. We were kind of given that like, hey, these guys just get signed. Why don't you check out their stuff? Check out what they're doing. So yeah, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of history, and he's in Quiet Riot now, which great gig. If it sounds good to you, then it is good. That there is a lot of truth to that, Freddie. And we were talking, I was trying to show Freddie today, and I was talking about last time I did a live. A scale, an average, irregular scale is 8 notes, right? Well, there's only 12 notes total. So that means there's 4 additional notes that you could add to make those 12 notes. And any style of music that you play, it's the same 12 notes. Now, yes, if you sit on some of the wrong notes, it's going to sound bad. But if you know how to resolve them or use them as passing tones, it could sound really cool. So yes, it is very much, if it sounds good, it is good. That's what Eddie Van Halen claimed his music teacher taught him. And there is a lot of truth to that. Dave's going to go see Quiet Riot. That is going to be an awesome show, dude. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Freddie, the same could apply. If you make it sound good, it is good. And I mean, one of my favorite channels on here is the Studio Rats, and they play those Boss Katanas and make them sound like $1 million. So well, wavelength. Here's the thing. It's not sitting on the wrong notes. It's using them as passing tones. The only time you would sit on wrong notes is when you want to play outside. Play outside means, thank you, Sean. Yes, you're right, Sean. I mean, sometimes I would deliberately play wrong, quote unquote, wrong notes. I'll deliberately do it and look at the band. And I'm looking at them literally like looking people right in the eye and deliberately playing outside and then pulling back and going right back in key. See, there's stuff that you play for a regular audience, and then there's stuff that you play for a musician audience or for your bandmates. And sometimes those things work in both situations, but there are some times when it doesn't. It goes over people's head. But, you know, when we're playing, like if you're playing a jazz set at the beginning of the night, you could pull that stuff out. And if you play it tastefully, you could play all those wrong notes and make it sound awesome. And your band members will all be going, oh man, that's cool. I never thought, you know, oh man, you're really bending their ear. And the fact that you know how to resolve it and make it sound good, they don't always fit and sell, but you have to experiment. You know, you experiment with stuff, and that's how you make it work. Yeah, Dave, that place is dangerous. New Orleans is gonna be that's a dangerous place. No joke, man. So, how's everybody doing? We've been in here 60 minutes. We got 86 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up now. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. And if you feel so kind and you're feeling inclined, check out the new Music Guitar Truth Bad Brad t-shirt. It's the official channel t-shirt, and I think it's just $24 delivered to your door. Now, I don't know if they charge shipping or not, but I ordered one. Metal Fusion. JJ, I like that. Thank you, Ansel. Yeah, this is a cool shirt, and I washed it already. And look, still fits good. It still looks good. I washed it by itself so it wouldn't, you know, the colors wouldn't run or everything. But yeah, man, anybody that wants a shirt, there you go. There you go, Freddie. Yeah, this is a cool shirt if you want to support the channel and you want to get something in return. But this helps the channel out a lot. And $24 these days is not too bad for a branded shirt. So yeah, Freddie, that's a good one. Yes, indeed. So let's see. We got a little bit of Red Bull left. We're in overtime now. We're in overtime. We'll probably go just a little bit longer. If there's anything you want to talk about, thank you, Freddie. Thank you, man. I like this one a lot because look, man, I've got some shirts that have Bad Brad on them and it's picture of me and stuff like that. This is much more stealth. You can put this on. You can wear this to Walmart. It's you know, nobody needs to know anything. But it's cool. It says Music, Guitars, Truth. And that's kind of that's the motto of this channel, is giving people a really, you know, giving them music, guitars. We talk about guitars, and we talk about the reality, the truth of the music business. Awesome, Freddie. Thank you so much. 3 chords in the truth. Yeah, it's kind of along those lines. Kenny ended up in jail. Yeah, see, guess who had to chase down a fan that was recording a show to remember? Wow, very cool. Thank you, Kiri. Yeah, I think this shirt came out really cool. And look, it just to support the channel, it says Bad Brad at the bottom. See? Now, I had a guy reach out and said, I don't buy shirts with people's names on them. If you take the name off, I'll buy the shirt. And so I spent a half hour trying to find the original file and take the name off so that he could have, thank you, Ansel. Thank you. That's been my nickname for decades. And it was the Wooten brothers that gave me that nickname. So it's not like it wasn't never intended to be a YouTube handle or anything like that. But, you know, it's just a name that stuck with me over the years, and it worked in the 80s when I was in a hair band. I just kept that moniker all these years. And so, man, that's what it is. Thank you, Ansel, with the cross out on the B. Yeah. So, Yeah, so a guy wanted one without the little name on it, and I spent about 30 minutes trying to find the file. And then my child was crying, and then all this, and I had to just, I could only spend so much. Dude, I put out technically 3 videos today. I put out one this morning. I put out a short, because look, I still think the Ingve gummy video, that should have gone viral. It should have gone viral, bro. I don't know. I feel like YouTube almost has they're keep pressing on the brakes on me. I get a little momentum, and it puts on the ever hang out with Cece back in the day. I never did. I bet Randy O did. I bet he did. We could probably, maybe even sometime, I'll do a live, and I'll have Rand. There's a way that he can join me on this. Mickey, how you doing? There's a way that he can join me on this live broadcast, and that would be fun to do one night. Have him as a guest. That would be super, super cool. I shared the Ingve video. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I had so much fun with that story, dude. And really, if there was stories like that coming out all the time, I could roll, because I didn't write anything. No problem, Freddie. I didn't write anything for that. I just rolled with it, dude. It just, those jokes and things that I was saying, it just rolls off the tongue, dude, because a story like that, I read it once and I go, "Psh, ready." And I literally, yes, Ingve playing tennis. Oh, that's what he said. That's his actual quote. And he probably does. He probably does. But, I added the Chrissy Everett and Billie Jean King part. And I know those are a little bit obscure these days as far as tennis references, but I figured all us old geezers would remember those names. And no offense to Ingve, because I'm actually a huge, yeah, stick a gummy in the headstock. Yeah, I'm a huge Ingve Malmsteen fan. I think he plays with a ton of emotion, and I unleash the gummies. I think he's awesome. Thank you, JJ. Yeah, man, why not? It's music, guitars, and truth. You don't have to be a guitar player to support that, right? And thank you so much. Anybody that buys a shirt, oh, Mickey, thank you so much, brother. Thank you. You guys rock. We're in overtime now. Thank you. Chris, glad to have you here. Yeah, that, talking about Red Bull on me. Thank you, Mickey. That's probably 2 Red Bulls. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I've seen that, Kiri. I think Ingve plays great, man, and I'm a huge fan. And he is a ironic kind of character, and there is a lot of humor into Ingve's thing. It's this whole Baroque. It's like Baroque melodies and this classical thing. It's incredible, though. It's absolutely incredible, and I mean no disrespect to Ingve at all. He is awesome. Thank you, Jack. Man, if everybody watches that video, make sure any videos. Yeah, I'm sure they are, Chris. My guess is that these gummies, there's probably a company where you can go and they'll slap a label on some gummies, and you can sell them as merch, kind of like these t-shirts and stuff. I can go online and create a little t-shirt and brand it for my channel, and boom, and then the company, ships them out for me when you place the order. These particular shirts come from Teespring, right? And you order it on Teespring, and there's posters on there, there's coffee mugs, there's all kinds of stuff you can get with the Bad Brad merch. And I'm sure Ingve's doing a similar thing. So yes, they do rule, XJ. I wanted to get the whiskey going again. It might not work, but all quality cover bands that dress the part from the 80s. Well, see, they're already doing that, Steve. They're already doing tribute acts and things like that. And I think that's not going to be the future. Now, you could do, I would say, one night a week, where maybe Thursdays, it's like tribute night. But if you do that every night, dude, eventually young people are gonna not want to hear Journey tribute acts. Young people are not don't care about maybe some of that stuff. That's just my thought. Can we touch on the Wasp tour? XJ, I don't know much about the Wasp tour. I don't know much about it. I've heard some stories about it, but I don't, isn't he using backing tracks and stuff? I don't know. I don't know. Ah, JJ. Yeah, I don't own that image. So I can't really probably do that. Ever heard? He is Malmsteen, dude. I went with Reggie Wooten to see Yngwie Malmsteen open for Iron Maiden. And I've talked about this before on the channel. That was like, I can't remember what year. I'm thinking that was probably around 85, maybe 84, somewhere around then. And he was incredible, dude. He had Jeff Scott Soto on vocals. Yngwie was just, man, he was on fire, dude. He was on fire. Yeah, that may be one of the best guitar performances I've seen. Well, Mickey, you got a point there. They're not the greatest. He's not the greatest songwriter, perhaps, but he does have great melodies, classical style melodies in his songs. It's not something that I personally want to listen to now, Ansel. It's not something that I personally listen to for a song. To me, the songs were kind of humorous. This "I'm a Viking" and I don't remember, or you don't remember, I'll never forget. And it wasn't something song-wise that I liked. But I don't feel, Mickey, it's not wank because he's following chord changes in his solos. Much like a jazz player, Yngwie is playing chords. He's playing like, and I'll explain this. He's wank. If you're playing what they call wank, you're just, let's see if we can get some signal. Yeah, if you're playing wank, it's just, that just playing a solo, just doing that would be considered wank. But what Yngwie's doing is, when he's over this, and then when he goes to the E, and then he goes to the A. Right? So he's, let's see. Right? He is outlining the chord changes. So right? And then resolve to A. Ansel, it's two totally different things. I can't compare Eddie and I can't compare to Yngwie. They're two totally different things. I would say Eddie's playing sounds more American. Thank you, Dr. Starr. I would say Eddie sounds more American, although he has some classical things, like the whole eruption thing. That's got like a classical kind of thing to it. But Eddie still is, it's very American, even though, or what has he done? He does that on Ice Cream Man. He does that kind of stuff, which is very, very American. But Yngwie sounds very European. He sounds very classical. And those are two entirely different things. And you could say Randy Rhoads did the classical thing, but he sounds more American than Yngwie. And I think, right? I get it, Harley, to some, and you know, I don't listen to that now. I would rather listen to that's what I would rather listen to now than any of it. I would rather listen to Steely Dan than Van Halen or Yngwie at this point in my aged life. But I am playing right now, Jay. I'm playing through my DAW. I'm playing into a Line 6 Pod Express. And I'm playing, and so what you're hearing is my computer speakers. And so I'm not playing through a tube amp right now. Yeah, Holdsworth, man. Here's what I got from Holdsworth. Somebody just said, let's say it was it. That chord. Hear that? So I learned that chord out of a Holdsworth book, right? When I was in LA, got a song. It's called Room 303. And I stole that chord, and then I came up with, see if we can get it cleaned up. See if I can even play it now. You know, so I used to listen to Holdsworth a lot, but I can't play that stuff, man. I would have to spend a lot of time. Yes, learn to work the saxophone, Haley. That's that song. Brett Stein's book on. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I used to know a couple of Holdsworth licks. I don't remember them now. It's been so long. But the whole concept of legato. You know? Right? Yes, they can. Actually creative. See? You can do that stuff. Right? Very underappreciated, Jack. What pickups are in the telly? Just the stock Fender American Vintage pickups. This is my daily driver. Yeah, they did, Ansel. I think it did. I think it was that's amazing, but put it in a song. So, how's everybody doing? When we saw Holdsworth in Santa Monica, he was burning the fretboard and chugging beers. Yes, he was, Michael. So, Michael, you were with me when we went to Santa Monica to see Holdsworth. Holdsworth was a trip, man. he'd have beers all on top of his amp, and just playing incredible, mind-blowing music. It was just, he was one of a kind, dude. He was one of a kind. Man, I know there's people out there now that play his stuff and studied it and all that. But for me, it's one of those mysterious things that I used to tinker with. And I don't even, like, as far as the stretch of playing his chords, I don't want to get carpal tunnel. Do a famous riff night. You know what? I don't play a lot of people's stuff on here. You notice, even if I play something, I try to stall it because I do not want to get demonetized. So it's best when I play stuff on my channel, it's standard stuff, and it's not like actual riffs and stuff like that, because I don't want to get demonetized, man. I just, and here's the thing, man. I'm not a big guy of playing other people's stuff anyway. We could have used, yeah, I tell you what, it's too bad that I didn't think of this back then. But you know what? It's finally gotten to a point where, I can just, do this and everything. But man, I think it's time to head out for the evening. The family's going to want to go to sleep soon. And man, this has been awesome. We've been on for 81 minutes. And I just want to thank everybody. Hey, Jay, I'm glad to do it, man. I'm glad to hang with you guys. I always have fun. Now look for Bo, play the coolest riff, I'll just make up one. How about this? We'll go out on a riff. I just made that up, bro. Just made that up off the top of my head. I don't learn other people's riffs. I just, if I need to write a song or if I want to play something. I need to save that one. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for having a great night. We'll do a little pick toss. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, get you a channel t-shirt. I will be back for a random live, maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime this week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.